Do I look like a fancy boy in these clothes? You're dang right I do, and I don't know how to dress myself. This is all thanks to our sponsor, Stitch Fix. They've reimagined how to find and buy clothes, and you never have to leave the house. You can play Friday the 13th all day long and let them do the work for you. It's that easy. Just go to StitchFix.com and tell them your sizes, your favorite type of clothes, and how much you want to spend. Your personal stylist then gets all to working. She's in there doing hard stuff, and he's picking up stuff and he's putting on pictures. I don't know how he or she does it when they get it, but they pick clothes for you. 5 items are then delivered right to your door. You try them on at home and you only pay for what you keep. Shipping free both ways, so anything you don't want, you just send back, and exchanges are always free too. You can get your fix monthly, quarterly, or whenever you feel like it. There's no subscription required. It's easy. The shipping is free. Why not give them a try? I promise you'll be hooked. Look how good I look. Get started now. Why? Actually, look how good I look if you're on YouTube. If you're an ad person, just take, if you're a person on the MP3, take my word for it. I look really good. Get started now at StitchFix.com/Greggy, and you'll also get 25% off when you keep all five items in your box. That's StitchFix.com/Greggy to get started today. StitchFix.com/Greggy. Look so good, Gia will leave Tim for you. That's my goal.
Grab onto it and hold on to that energy and not shit.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer in a two-tone shirt that I can't get over, Nick Scarpino.
Oh, I didn't even notice the second tone.
I appreciate that, guys.
Andy,
Damn.
Andy and I talked about it today. That it's very. Andy was saying it's very Bruce Wayne-esque. He could see. He could see Bruce Wayne in this kind of shirt.
Like a ninja out there.
He said that the back of it's normal T-shirt, but the front of it may be a carbon fiber mesh.
Yeah.
Like
Is the back of it normal?
mesh. Yeah, it's just normal.
So the back in this. Oh, the back in the sleeves is like a nice little wraparound.
Yeah, it's just this front. It's just this front. It's a little texture. You know, I'm going up on stage tonight at a probably another coffee shop.
If
so
CW Network ever made a Batman show, he would wear that shirt.
Yep.
would.
Because they'd be like, yeah, right? And he developed this special material that's not cotton.
Bulletproof though.
And it like, he lets him dodge bullets. And
Now-
it turns him into,
The Black Ranger would wear.
Here's
it,
my
too.
question for you guys. You guys are all professionals in your own right. Some of us more than others.
I mean, I'm not really professional in any right, but.
Why can the armor stop a bullet but not a knife? You answer me that question, sir, and I'll tell you the biggest flaw with the Dark Knight right there.
Well, with Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight?
Dark Knight. Remember, he's like, it's the armor is made in plates,
Right?
So it's good for bullets, but it can't stop a direct
He
knife.
was talking about the meshing between the plates.
But why wouldn't they make that bulletproof too?
Because then he couldn't move. He'd be back to the whole stiff Batman thing.
They explained it. They actually explained.
This is actually explained in the
Have you
line.
seen a movie called RoboCop?
Yes, I have seen RoboCop, sir. Great.
Have you seen how RoboCop moves?
Dad.
Right.
Right. Shooting dicks off.
Shooting dicks off.
There's a part where he shot a guy in
and
the dick.
that was in the Game Boy game also. And as a kid,
Was it
That was in the Game Boy
really?
game. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out as a kid. I was like, oh, well, I don't know what the fuck to do, and I couldn't get past the sec. Because the first level was like you walk by and you like shot, you're like do do, and then the second level you have to shoot the guy in the balls. And I didn't know that because I was like, what the fuck? How do I rescue this lady? Because it becomes the Game Boy becomes a fucking POV style first person shooter.
Okay.
And you have to like aim the targets. And I couldn't figure it out. Then I watched the movie and I was like, oh my god,
so
that's what I was supposed to do.
What an accurate take on the, you know what I mean? Like the most accurate video game
Take some
adaptation.
liberties with that. Where they shoot him in the head, maybe, because he's over here.
No,
like,
we all Pure one at Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
As we all know, when you play a video game based on a movie, you just want to have the exact same experience as the movie.
Absolutely.
If that's, you know, so many people do this. They try to expand it. Like, no, back in the day, that's all we wanted. And ladies and gentlemen, joining us for the first time ever, Addy Shankar.
Yay!
Star of Hollywood.
Star of Hollywood.
That's you.
That's what they're calling you these days.
Before we went live, we determined you are now, if people don't know your work, you are like a big fat guy with a gold chain and a cigar saying, I'm going to make you, kid. I made you, kid. No, you're going to be a star now. You did the big thing here. Because you're a big time Hollywood producer. That's what you do. That's what they call you.
Yeah.
You made the show, you made Castlevania happen.
Well, that was a dream come true, man.
You made Dread happen. All by yourself, nobody else, no help, nobody else.
No, and then
You made James Vanderbeek happen. This guy Nobody had heard of
It
him.
happened, yeah. It did happen.
That's the most important thing. The power/Rangers. It was you. It's all you.
That was crazy. That was just a crazy moment in my life.
The YouTube videos?
Well, Power/Rangers, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I was literally like quitting. I was done, right? I was out. I was like, fuck this place, fuck this town, fuck
Hollywood?
this industry. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just nonsense. And I wanted to quit, so I shut everything down. I had like a small company. I shut that down as well. I was getting ready to go to graduate school.
For what?
I wasn't sure.
Okay.
I didn't know if I wanted to enter politics or if it was going to be business or law. I was like, look, I want to try other things because I never had a consistent home, right? Every 2.5 years, my family was relocating to a different country with a different culture, a different society altogether. So, Greg, I spent my whole life without having this sense of home. And then all of a sudden I woke up and I'd lived in Hollywood for years. I'd been in the movie industry and this was my home.
Yeah.
This was the only consistent home I'd had. And I wanted to all of a sudden expand my horizons because I felt claustrophobic. It felt claustrophobic to me. And I made a list of 3 things that I wanted to do before I split. Number 1 was like, I've had this crazy idea since I was 7 for Power Rangers, and this wasn't an idea as much as it was how I saw the show as a 7-year-old, right? Because in my mind
really?
it was dark. Yeah, it was dark because I wanted to be these guys, and I was like, man, but they're how do they get time to do their homework?
Right.
It was little things like that I was So getting to not only make that but release it and having the world react to it in the way that they did, it was an eye-opening experience for me, and it's kind of led to this new offshoot of my career that I'm currently in, what I'm currently experiencing right now. It directly led to the opportunities that have come since then, like Castlevania.
Yeah, which is great, by the way.
Thank you.
That's my man right there.
give you one of those.
So, no, it was for me. That was a meme.
No,
moment.
he clearly had plenty to go around, and I took some, sir, because he offered.
I did offer.
Eddie, what's the nutshell pitch for you? Someone's listening to this show right now and doesn't know who you are. And now they go, he was involved with Castlevania, he's involved with Dredge, he's involved with this Power Rangers thing they're talking about from YouTube. How do you describe yourself? Because I gave you a joking intro and we were talking about shooting dicks off, and then we got into the weeds right away, which I like. This is a great show already.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I do.
Because you're a producer, right? You're a Hollywood producer, which again, cigar chain. You're gonna make it in this town.
I honestly, Greg, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I sit down in meetings with people with like when studios call me in.
Sure.
And I've started doing this. I go, I have a question for you. And I'm like, please don't read into this the wrong way. It's just an honest question. How do you see me?
You can just see the gears in their brain break. And
No. And then they literally, they're like,
Get 'em out.
that's a great question. They'll always say that's a great question, and then they'll start, and it's never one word, right?
Yeah.
The only time someone's actually given me a one-word response was great guy, Calum Worthy. He's the lead in Embodied, which is a rap battle satire, social satire that I produced with Eminem, actually. It's a wonderful film. I'm super proud of it. Joseph Kahn, who I collaborated with on Power/Rangers, directed it.
Same dude that directed all the Taylor Swift videos,
Right.
And the Thong Song video.
It won the audience award at both Toronto, the Toronto International Film Festival, and at Fantastic Fest. Critics are loving it. It's just I couldn't be happier for Joseph. Calum Worthy, he's one of the leads in that film. He's also, if you saw American Vandal on Netflix,
Big fans.
love that show. He's the dude with the braces.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
All right,
That
man.
is awesome.
Calum's great. Calum is this kid is he's a star. He's a star in the making. I'm gonna make him a star. He's already a star. He's a Disney Channel. He's a Disney Channel actor. He was on a show called Austin and Ally. I actually met him because I was acting in a Disney Channel movie.
So you realize that you're just living my dream life, right?
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what you just said about Power Rangers, that is how I saw Power/Rangers, totally, where I'm like, that's what I remember watching Power Rangers and feeling like this is what it was to me. And we talked since I first met this dude. I was like, I want to make a dark, gritty Power Ranger thing.
It was one of those things that was great. Obviously, when it happened, Tim was excited, but there was also the part of him that was broken because he had talked about forever. You always wanted to do an IG and April Fool's Day video, right? That was going to be the dark Power Rangers.
But the thing is, like, what you did was so special, and it just succeeded on all fronts of what Power Rangers means to me and what it can be, and including like the Zeo references and stuff. This wasn't just some cash grab, like, oh, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's what you know about it. Like, you're a fucking fan.
It was a laser precise video made for people who loved the first and second season as much as I did. I used to go to swimming practice and lie to all the kids and tell them I was best friends with Jason just to be cool.
Tim still says that to a lot of people.
Right? I'd be like, yeah, no, me and Jason were hanging out. Yeah, he taught me some karate moves.
Some sweet karate moves.
Karate. Oh, the end all.
The kids were like sort of blown away, and then they were like, no, he doesn't really know Jason.
So wait, dial it back a little bit. Walk me through the process of this.
That joke just totally didn't land. It wasn't really a joke. It was a true story, and I was just kind of like, man, I like lied to a bunch. I started lying at a young.
It's okay. We've all lied to young kids in our time.
I do it literally every weekend in the van, just rolling by.
But I'm sorry.
Halloween.
I'm sorry.
That's every month.
You were saying.
Oh no! So this is my question to you. So we, when we were at IGN, we wanted to do something fun like this, but we obviously never got the opportunity to do it. So you go, okay, I have this idea of I want to do kind of a different take on Power Rangers, how I see it. Then what happens? Do you call Joseph Kahn and go, hey, somebody go rob a bank, let's get some money together? Because the production values on that were not insignificant. Like, it was a really well made project.
And that's all because of Joseph. I mean, it's Joseph's.
Was he your first call for that? Or who was the first call when you were like, let's get this going? Or was it just kind of a...
Yeah, it was Joseph. I literally, he had made this brilliant film called Attention.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd given me the DVD, the Blu-ray. And we literally met like a week before this for the first time. And he'd given me a Blu-ray. And he's like... And I called him up. I was like, Joe, you want to let's hang out. So he came over to my place and he's like, hey, did you watch Attention? I'm like, yeah. I didn't watch it. I hadn't watched it. And I was like freaking out. I'm like, why did you say yeah? Like, don't.
You're like, could have just said no.
As long as you have no follow-up questions, yes, I did.
Yeah. And then he's like, hey, so let me break it down for you. And I'm like, okay. And then I realized I didn't have a Blu-ray player, so I was like, and he'd given me the Blu-ray. It was this whole production.
You really don't like technology.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm a technology phobe. So we end up downloading it on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts breaking down shot by shot how he did every visual effect, every camera move. Like, he was like, and I realized the level of sophistication in his filmmaking. Right? This is an art. I'm not talking about production. I'm not talking about other. I'm talking about just the way he was moving the camera, the way he designed the sets, the way he was blocking scenes. I mean, this is Steven Spielberg level of craftsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Joseph, you should be doing massive blockbusters. Right, because it's that language. It's that language of communication. Because it's not just about explosions and cool car chases. Filmmaking, there's a language behind it. It's a way to communicate to a lot of people through these images spliced together. Right. Let me give you an example of the power of filmmaking. Do you guys all remember the Star Wars?
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard of them.
Do you all remember the scene with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker where they're fighting, at the end of Empire Strikes Back?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I say lightsaber battle between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, you have a clear image in your head of that shot?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, are any of you seeing that image through either a theater screen or a TV screen, or are you in the frame?
in the frame.
Yeah.
In the frame, right? Because that's the magic trick of movies. It's like you're actually there. Your brain is registering that as an actual memory.
You're breaking my brain right now. This is awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
So filmmaking is a language of communication. In the kaleidoscope of sounds and images that make you, you, there are fake memories that have been incepted in your mind through this language called filmmaking.
Yeah, that checks out. That's true.
That checks out.
That checks out.
So Greg,
yeah,
that's why filmmaking has been such a powerful propaganda tool since its inception.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, the first thing dictators do is they go out and they say, all right, let's round up all the top artists and hire them because they can communicate with the people.
Yeah.
Okay? Joseph, he doesn't realize this, right? Because he's just a guy out there creating. I was like, Joseph, you are that guy hundreds of years ago writing the book and handing it out to the people, and they start reading it and being like, oh, what do you? This guy's crazy, but what he's saying is it's true,
checks
right?
out.
And then all of a sudden you amass the following. You're that guy. You're just a modern day version of that guy. Yeah.
So then
I literally derailed your question.
No. This is all great.
This is how the podcasting goes.
Is this how podcasting goes?
This is it. It's an ongoing conversation. Yeah, it's a great thing.
But so was it at that night that we were like, hey, I got this awesome idea for this Power Ranger short, you should go shoot it? Or
I sent him a script. I was like, yeah, I have the thing. Here's the script.
Did you tell him I'm doing this before I leave? I'm blowing town. Gonna go be a grad student. This is my final thing.
Well, you had the bootleg universe going already at this point.
Absolutely. At this point, Thomas Jane, Phil Giuano, Ron Perlman, and myself had we done Dirty Laundry.
That was really good.
That was the Punisher short.
The Punisher one, which kicked off the whole thing. Joe Lynch and I did the Venom one. There was a Judge Dredd one. I also had a James Bond one.
James Bond one was awesome. it's the
Dark Knight
top
Returns.
level. Yeah, it's Dark Knight Returns,
version
but for
of
James Bond. It's fucking cool.
You know, and I viewed them, but I viewed the James Bond short, which basically takes for those of you who don't know, it is effectively a deconstruction of this idea of this international hero who's effectively a licensed serial killer, right? And I was trying to explore the idea with the James Bond short. What would happen once this guy gets older? Once you take away his license to kill, once you say, all right, buddy, here's a desk job. You did great. Here's a desk job. Like, does that guy just literally disappear into the night? Or do we still have a serial killer on the loose, right? And this is an issue that we're dealing with more and more and more and more with the privatization of military, right? Because a lot of these guys, they go out and they fight in these wars, and they come home, and then they're like, well, there is no job market. There is no work for me. I know how to go fight, so I'm going to go join this private military group.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Nanomachines.
Yeah.
I mean, Kojima was, he foresaw this. Kojima's another one of these Joseph Kahn types who's really just tapped into the pulse of what's going on.
Sure.
Right? And earlier,
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, but you also made the point about Power Rangers, like that's how you also saw the show. Right? And that's the beauty of our generation. Right, we were influenced by all these different things. It was these marketing, it was these companies trying to market products to us. They were trying to sell us toys, whether it was Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Ninja Turtles. But our imaginations, the children's imagination basically created these different scenarios around these things, right? Because I loved He-Man as a kid.
Yeah.
I went back and rewatched some of those episodes, and I'm like,
awful.
What did I like about this? This doesn't make any sense.
I mean, Power Rangers the same way.
Right.
You go back
Absolutely.
and it's just the same episode over and over and over and over, and it's like the villains are horrible.
But
everything about it's bad. But then
Absolutely.
you, as a kid, grew this world
Absolutely.
and characters,
The
and
universe.
Then jumping into it, as you grow, I feel like you add so much to that and just keeps going. That's when you end up at this. They were child soldiers.
Right.
Like when you think about it that way, it's like that's such
Like
an
Ender's
interesting
Game shit.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I can say that about a lot of the things we all loved growing up as a kid, and that was a lot of the spirit of Castlevania as well, right? Because when you look at Castlevania 3, there's a blueprint of a story. There is a blueprint of a story. The game, the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, you know, when we had like basically text telling you the backstory, and you had the instruction manual.
You look at the instruction manual, it has 3 paragraphs.
On the car ride home, you read the instruction manual cover to cover. They gave you backstories on all these little characters, and then when you played, you had it and you played with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Greg, what it was doing, it was activating a part of your imagination, of all of our imaginations. It was tapping into this and allowing us to develop more than what was on the screen with our minds.
100%. To make more of it, right? That's
Right.
always my concern as games get more and more real, right? In the way that someone at my, you know, if it's 6, 7, 8, whatever, a young person now playing a game, they're not being forced and taxed to play their memory, because it always was that thing, right? Of NES to SNES. Oh my God, these graphics are amazing. It looks so real. And then N64, and then to where we are now, where it literally does look real. But like back then it was like, oh, this Ghostbusters game looks so much better than others.
But I will also say, you know, there's also, and you're absolutely right, Greg. I mean, it's like there's a fear with anything that, you know, like what happened to Hollywood, right?
Mm.
It was franchises, known IP, known intellectual property. This thing works. This is the product. This is the blueprint. Don't break it. Don't deviate from it. It's not broken until you end up in 2017, where there's a bunch of movies coming out and they're not fucking working because everyone's seen them before.
Transformers 5.
The fear is that the same thing would happen to the video game industry, right? All of a sudden it becomes all AAA titles, it becomes blockbuster titles, and you're either launching a new franchise and it's working and there's going to be part 5, 6, 7, 8, or you're launching a new would-be franchise and it doesn't work and it doesn't take off. But the beauty of all of this is the cost of making all of these products, not just video games, but also film and television, has dropped to a price point where it can be done on an independent level, off the grid, away from the machinery that controlled the tools of this language, of these communication devices. And they can be used to make product at an independent level that is cutting edge.
Yeah, it's on par
Right?
with what you would see come from a studio, right?
So you know, everyone. One of the questions I get asked a lot is you know, when are we going to see the next Sex, Lies, and Videotapes? When are we going to see the next Pulp Fiction or the Reservoir Dogs or the Snatch or Lock, Stock? And most of my colleagues who work in film and television, they hate it when I say this, but I'm like, guys, that moment's gonna come again, because it always comes, right? Each generation clings on to something and goes, no, this is it. Everything else before that's bullshit. This is real. It's authentic. It's raw, right? Every generation has their own version of that. But I believe that the next version of this is going to be in the video game space, in the independent video game space. The next Reservoir Dogs, the next Pulp Fiction is going to come from video games.
And what do you think that does to movies and television? How do they react to that?
You know, that's an interesting question. How do they react to it, right? Because I think they're already reacting to it.
Thanks for watching the Game Over Greggy Show. Click here to subscribe to the channel. Click here to support us on Patreon. Click here to watch other episodes. And click right down there to watch Cooking with Greggy, my cooking show. I really need you to come watch it because I like doing it, and Nick won't let me do it if it's not more successful.